Hi everyone, Tori here. Today I'm sharing another scrapbooking process video called She Leaves a Smile. And I am using this amazing paper from the Studio Calico January Far Far Away kit, and I love this paper. It is so pretty. And I've been saving it so that I could use it on the perfect layout, and I've decided that this is it. And I think this is my favorite layout I've made this month. I'm using this photo of a smiley face, and it's made with sunglasses, the top of a teapot, and a necklace. And many of you know that my sister left in March 2014 for Africa, and we drove her to the airport on March 6th, and when I got home from the airport, I saw this. It was on my dresser. She had taken a teapot and some sunglasses and a necklace and had left me a cute little smile on my desk. And it's just so precious. And I couldn't believe she left that. And I left it there for weeks. But I took a photo too because I really wanted to remember that she really does leave a smile everywhere she goes. So I'm also going to be using this blue paper that I've had in my stash forever. It's from Webster's Pages, and I believe it's called Citrus Squeeze. I don't know if you can still get it, but it has this bright blue color and then this sort of pattern on the back. And I thought it would look pretty with the blue that is in the photo, and also it makes that beautiful paper with the triangles really stand out too. So I'm going to begin by trimming a teeny bit off of all of that Studio Calico paper, and then I'm going to take the branding strip off the bottom of that blue pages, and I'm also going to cut out the core of that blue page because I already have an idea of what I want to do with this layout. So I need a little bit of that blue to layer under the photo, and this is where I make my mistake. I gut the paper and I end up gutting too much of it. So I am going to fix it later, so you will see me fix it, but the reason I cut too much of it and it's a problem is because when I go back to do what I want to do with the top paper, you're going to be able to see a blank space, which is not what I wanted. So I have to fix it, but you'll see how I fix that in just a moment. So I got this idea, and I did use it on one of my Project Life pages as well, but I love the way it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my craft knife, and I am going to cut some diamond shapes out of that triangle paper. And I'm going to cut diamond shapes all along that left-hand side. I'm going to cut sort of 2 rows of diamonds sort of offset from each other, and I use my craft knife and a ruler for this. I'm not really perfect, but that's okay. I think it just adds to the homemade effect of this. And I also, I'm just gonna go slowly because I don't want to mess it up. But what I'll do for the video is I'm gonna speed this section up so you don't have to watch me slowly cut out diamond shapes forever. But basically what I've done is I've just used a craft knife, and then I've created the diamond shape I want, and then I pull it out and pull it to the side. So I'll just speed this up here. Originally I had thought I might do 3 diamond cutouts on the left hand side and then 3 on the right hand side, but I end up deciding I just want to go all the way up the page, sort of like a ladder all along that left hand side, and then the photo can be on the right hand side of the page, and also I can have a super big title. And you've probably seen from my other process videos that I really love huge titles, and I use them a lot on pages. I think it really makes that one statement or that phrase that you really want to say stand out and pop out a lot. And when I'm done cutting out all of those diamonds, that's when I realized the mistake I made when I cut the core out of that blue paper. The mistake I made was I cut it too big, and you're going to actually be able to see through some of those diamonds, so it doesn't work that well. But I do end up being able to just sort of piece together some more paper to be able to cover it, and when I am done, you can't even tell that I had made a mistake. So who's the wiser? Except for you, because I told you, which I didn't have to. But I love it when people sharing process videos share the mistakes they make, because it makes me feel better about the mistakes I make, because I realize that we're all human. So what I was just doing there was trying to use the rule of thirds to figure out where I should place my photo. Should I place it in the middle, or should I place it on one of those points? So if you don't know about the rule of thirds, the way it works is you divide your page into thirds, both horizontally and vertically, and your eye naturally falls on the points that those lines make, and your eyes appreciate when you put an object or put your main focal point on one of those meetings of the lines. I don't know if that made a lot of sense, but if it didn't, just Google rule of thirds and you'll be able to find more about it, or ask in the comments and I'll try to fill you in with some more information. So here I am fixing my mistake. I just cut some more of that blue paper off, fit it in like a puzzle, and then I'm going to adhere that down to some just extra cardstock that I had in this month's kit that I couldn't find a use for. And if you're wondering, I'm using Express It, so Express It double-sided tape, which I love to use, especially when I'm layering down big pages. And I'm just going to piece it all together here, and you'll see that in just a moment. And I ordered that Express It tape from Simon Says Stamp. I'll link it up in the comments, as well as some of the other products that I have used in this video. I try to link them up in the comments, although I don't always link them all up if I can't find the product. But if you really want to know where something is, just leave me a comment and I can try to fill you in with some additional details or try to find it for you. I do try to do my best, but part of the problem is I don't always keep all my products by company name, or I don't always keep all the packaging, which is fine for me as a scrapbooker, but is probably hard for you because I don't know what the product is. But if you do see me use a product and you don't know what it is and you want to ask, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll try to figure it out for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some Studio G pop dots, and I am going to put all of those diamonds down and pop them off the page. And I wanted them to line up perfectly, so you'll just see me fiddling around here for a couple minutes trying to figure out which diamond goes in which spot, and then I will use some of that Studio G pop dots. And I don't like wasting anything, so I am actually using this piece that comes with the pop dots, and it doesn't actually have any pop dots left in it. But what I'm going to do is just use that extra packaging and cut around it to make it fit the back of my diamonds. And then I'm slightly going to offset the diamonds so that you can see a little bit of the blue at the bottom. And here's a great way to recycle your extra packaging and get as much value out of your pop dots as possible. I do this all the time and it works like a charm. And I'm just going to keep going until I've gotten all the way up the page. On the video you can't really see how much blue it leaves, but maybe when I'm done I will show you and you'll be able to see. It actually looks really pretty, and it just leaves that little tiny bit of blue, but then you're seeing the pattern still, and it just adds such great dimension, and it's like its own embellishment on the page. And the rest of the page is not going to be embellished a ton, well, not a ton for me personally. So it's nice to have something on there that just adds that extra dimension that I really love seeing. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to layer some paper underneath my photo. First I start with some white paper, and then I'm going to layer a little bit of that blue as well. So this entire layout took me 1 hour and 25 minutes, and what took the longest was probably using the craft knife to cut out those diamonds. And then I'm also going to be using my silhouette to cut out the title, which you're seeing here. So I did take a little break to go do that, but what's going to take a long time is to cut that out and also to peel them off and organize them. So I'll just speed that up too. And I just got the letters and typed them in, and the title for this page is going to be She Leaves a Smile Everywhere She Goes, which I thought was sort of sweet and fit with the fact that my sister is an amazing person, and she really does leave a smile everywhere she goes, figuratively and literally, as you can see from this amazing photo. And I love big titles. I think they look so pretty on a page. I mentioned that earlier, and I'm excited for the way it looks on this page. And I just love that when I'm flipping through my album, it just catches my eye and I can get the idea of what this whole entire page is about from this huge title. And it also saves me from having to figure out what else to put in that upper spot. So I decided when I was looking at those letters on there that they didn't stand out enough for me. So I am going to grab a black pen and outline all of the letters twice. And then I'll adhere those all to the page. And I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit too, because that does take me a long time to outline all of those letters. What I could have done on my silhouette is use the print and cut file, but I actually haven't played with that yet. It's on my to-do list. So this is just going to have to work for now. And I love the way that it just adds a little dimension to the page and to those letters and helps you read them better. And when I'm done with that, I will adhere all of those letters down to the page with some just regular tape runner adhesive. And I'm just going to stick those down and skip ahead so you don't have to watch it all. But you'll see me do the last couple letters here in just a second. And when I'm all finished with that, I'll just finish up the page with some embellishments and just do my Tory thing on it. I can never leave a page just plain. I have to add embellishments. So one of the things I'm going to add is there is that blank space beside the card, and I feel like it needs to be filled in. So while I was adhering the letters, I was trying to come up with a plan, and I decided to use one of these cards from Studio Calico that I ordered a couple months ago. I'll try to link them up for you if they're still available. And they're sort of like Mad Lib cards, and they leave blanks, and then you can fill in the blanks. So I used this pink one, and I just trimmed a little bit off the side so it would fit perfectly. And I added, "Dear Courtney Joy," which is my sister's name, "you are so happy. I wake up every day so thankful to be a part of your heart." And then when I'm done with that, I'm just going to outline that card 2 times so that it sort of has a consistent, like, outlining sketchy look that the letters have above. And then when I was done with that, I was trying to figure out what else to put on the page, and I was looking at the rest of my embellishments, trying to figure it out. And I remembered that I had this, like, banner strip ribbon with little, like, half circles. I don't know what you call that. And it's a light blue color, and I thought I'd use a little bit of that, and I end up putting just a little bit above that pink card and a little bit below, and it just adds a little something schnazzy. I don't know, that's not really a word. It adds something schnazzy to that card, just draw your attention there. And originally I thought that card would be my journaling part, so I wanted to just draw your attention to that bottom section where that photo and that card were. So it's probably ridiculous. I feel like I make up words every single time I make a process video. But I just, like I mentioned in another one, I just forget all grammar and all the words I know in my head. I just can't think of any. So I just make up words. Shakespeare made up words, so can I, right? I don't know. Probably not true, but anyways. So what I'm doing now is I just had some of that washi tape, which is sort of a transparent, it's sort of vellum appearance. It came from, I think, the Project Life main kit from Studio Calico this month, and it has words on it, and I'm going to just cut it up and put little words around those diamonds. And it says things like noted, let's do this, lucky me, good times, thumbs up, be optimistic, lucky me. And I'm just going to put one in each of the spots beside the diamonds, and it just adds something light, some extra words and phrases that I feel like. And now I'm just trying to decide what else to add to the page, and I decide I'm going to finish it off with some sequins. And I try for a little while to figure out what color sequins to use. Should I use blue? Should I use pink? Should I use a different color? And in the end, I decide to use silver and a little bronze star. And both of those sequins come from Studio Calico. There are silver circles of different sizes and also silver stars. And then those little bronzish brown ones come in 2 colors as well. And I'm going to glue those all over the whole entire page because I love sequins and they just should be used more. That's my plug for sequins. If you haven't used them in a while, pull them out and have some fun with your sequins. And I have another video that uses a ton of sequins, so if you have too many sequins and you want to figure out how to use them, check out my other videos. I'll link the one that I'm talking about in the comments so you can go watch it. But I'm finished now. I adhered them all with some glossy accents, just in case you were wondering. And I love the way the page turned out. I added some journaling around the outside of the page as well. And just because I thought I wanted to include the story. And it says, when I returned home from the airport, I found this on my dresser. Courtney had left me a sweet little message. And while I couldn't read it, I knew exactly who it was from and what it meant. My little sister is so sweet, and she leaves a smile everywhere she goes. And as she heads to Kenya, she just wanted me to remind me in her own precious way to just keep smiling, smiling, smiling. And that's it. The page is done. Thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you have a great day. And, oh, I always say a lovely day. Okay, well, I hope you have a great and a lovely day. Thanks for your comments and your subscriptions and your likes. Bye!